Hello everyone. Today we're going to take the DG1000 up on a winch launch. You can see the guy on the left holding the wing rocker. He's guiding it up until I can get enough speed to keep the wings level. The winch is pulling me up. Basically what happens is once you get completely above the winch line comes off and you drop the nose just like this. Try to keep your airspeed up. The DG1000 is a two-seater and aerobatic, but she does stall pretty easily. You have to really manage your speed when you're flying. When she stalls, it really brakes. So if you're low, you're in trouble. If you're high, you can recover it, no problem. We're just cruising across the treetops right now, and in Fulda, Germany. I used to be stationed here back in the cavalry days, air cavalry, and there was this airfield here at Johannes Airfield in right outside Fulda, and they had gliders there, and some would get towed up by Robins aircraft, and then there was some winch launches on occasion. But I got a chance to fly out of that airfield years ago in the Schweitzer, and it was really a lot of fun, and it was something I wanted to continue to do, but I ended up coming back to the States and then moved on to another country, so wasn't able to keep that part of it up with my normal license. I was really hoping to get an endorsement off of Germany for the glider flights, but it is a lot of fun. The gliders are really nice to fly. I just slewed up to 3,000 feet just to give us a little bit more time. I wasn't getting any lift, and wasn't managing my speed all that well. I was right just slightly above the stall speed, so I decided to go ahead and slew up and give us a little bit more room to play around in, and give you a little bit of scenery here of Fulda, which is up in the northern part of Germany, and it's a beautiful country. And then not too far from here is the Wasserkuppe mountain in the Rhone mountains, and it was the Kitty Hawk of flying in Germany. That's where they first flew anything, was out of the Wasserkuppe, and it is a huge glider port. Every weekend in the summer, even into the fall, there's glider flying, and you can just go up there and put a blanket down on the ground and have a picnic and just watch gliders take off all day long. And some of these guys leave the Wasserkuppe and they end up hundreds and hundreds of miles away. They're really good at their cross-country sailplaning, really good. But a lot of them just go up for, a short little hop, and then you come back down, excuse me, and everybody gets the glider, and we push it back to the start and hook back up to tow plane or the winch and go again. So, and like I said, this goes on all day. But there are numerous locations in Germany where they fly gliders. And it's not just this place and Wasserkuppe. It's numerous places. The one thing I noticed when I was flying there, and I used to fly helicopters in this area for about 5 years, and finding grass strips, little airports, without a map is very difficult. And as you can see, I'm looking around. I have pretty much an idea where the runway is because I've been here for so long before, and I recognize it. But if you were a first-time pilot here, if you didn't have your map up, you probably wouldn't find the airfield. It's very small. It's tucked in between trees. And there's an interesting little slope when we come in for a landing. You'll see it's kind of a downslope. And it never fails when you come in for a landing. You get this little, it's almost like a suction down to the ground going down that slope. Of course, taking off the other way, the opposite direction what I took off of, you get a bump, a really big bump upwards, just because of the slope. But the winch is a big old truck, and it just sits there and it has cabling on it and reels. And when you're ready to go, you let your wingman know that you're ready. You signal to him, he wave his arm, and then boom, off you go. And it's quite the ride up, even more so than being towed up. Towed up is a little slower, and you feel like you have a little bit more control. But on the winch, it's like, wow, all you're looking at is sky. So we're just kind of trying to slow down in here a little bit, and I'm watching my altitude. The fun thing about gliders is trying to get them back to the airfield or to a location that you've predetermined to be picked up at, and to make it on your first attempt, because you don't get a go around in a sailplane. It just doesn't happen. The DG1000 is slick. It's very slick, so when you push the nose down, it builds airspeed pretty fast. So you'll see me as I come in on final. I've got a lot of speed I'm carrying, but I know I can bleed it off with the air brakes at the very end. And you'll see how that happens once you get close enough to the field. I actually, for real, would bump the speed brake and pulling it, releasing it, trying to get the pitch that I want coming in for a landing. And then once you get that glide slope, that glide in where you want it, you just kind of leave the speed brake there. And then if you need to adjust it, you can relax it a little bit, or you can pull more in. The speed brakes really do work nice on a glider. It's one of the best additions I think there is. On the Schweitzer gliders, the old trainers, they didn't have them. I think they've been modified since they have them, but when I was flying them, they didn't have speed brakes. So you slipped. You would slip in just like you would flying a J3 Cub or something like that to get down to Earth. So we're lining up here, coming in at a slight angle. You can see the speed brake on the left side, the blue handle. I'm manipulating it back and forth, watching my airspeed, watching my pitch. This is a short airfield. It's not very big. Sometimes when you come in so fast, you're thinking, oh my God, I'm not going to be able to get this thing to slow down. But they really do slow down fast when you pull the speed brake completely up. You're going to see the little slope here in just a second. It's just a tiny little slope, but you're going to get this. You get this little suction down to the ground. It almost feels like it's pulling you down. So you have to kind of prepare yourself for it. It's going to be right in here. You get drawn down. There it goes. So you pull the nose up just a little bit, bleed off that speed, and you're on one wheel. And then you try to keep the wings balanced as long as you can. Use your rudder pedals. And then once you get too slow, the wing's going to drop right there. And when it does, you're going to pivot, usually. And that's a flight in a DG1000. That's a lot of fun to fly. Get on the simulator and fly it. There's methods of using a winch or a tow plane. In this case, we just pull the glider back to the edge of the field and hook it up and go again. Hope you enjoyed it. Talk to y'all later.